Okay, so this video is gonna be us just answering a few questions just to help you get a better feel of who we are as a couple. So the first question is, are you paying attention?
Yes.
The first question is, how did you meet?
Well, she's gonna say that she met me in 9th grade at a dance. Well, granted, she did. You know, she's not wrong. I just don't remember it. And she had a crush on me in like 9th grade because I picked up my sister from her dance company that she worked at, and that's where she got a crush. I don't remember our first interaction until I said hello on Facebook.
We got to talking and I was so excited how things ended up, like my first high school crush. And I'm married to him now, like that's just something amazing. But he doesn't even remember meeting. Okay, so the next question is, what did you first think of your partner?
She's very pretty. This is my very first thought. And then I started talking to her from Facebook and got a little bit of, you know, a little piece of her personality, and she just seemed like a very fun person, very outgoing, very artsy.
So my initial first thought was like, oh my god, what does he want? Because like I said earlier, I had a huge crush on him when we were in school, and then
5 years later,
he like messages me out of nowhere and asks to hang out. I was not looking for a relationship, but I kind of was just curious since he was like, you know, my first high school crush. I was like, what does this guy want? So I said yes. And then the first thing I noticed was that when he picked me up to go hiking, he came to the door and knocked like a gentleman. And a lot of people just, you know, message you to say, hey, I'm here, and just like wait in the car. He was a gentleman and he had manners and just like old fashioned, which I really liked. Stood out for me. And then when we went hiking and stuff on the hike and spending that day with him, it was pretty awesome because we just talked the whole time. Like we talked about anything and everything, and it was just so easy from the get-go. But next question, how did you know that your partner was the right one for you? Don't steal my answer. Stop reading my answer.
oh, I gotta make sure not to steal it. But how I knew she was the right one for me, I liked her, you know, a lot throughout the dating process, I guess you would call it. I don't know what the dating stage. And a lot of times, you know, kind of hard, long distance relationships, and you never know, like, oh God, I did a lot of things to try and make it work, and she helped me out with that, telling me like, you know, when her schedule's free and like the weekends that I could drive down, come say hello, hang out with the fam. But I guess the moment we went to a fair, we was on the merry-go-round. No, not the merry-go-round. The Ferris wheel. He was on the Ferris wheel.
The merry-go-round.
The Ferris wheel, you know, we was just chilling, and I was looking at, like, you know, she's always, you know, supported me, you know, tried her best to make me happy, done everything she could to make me happy, and, you know, that's a big plus. A lot of people out there nowadays, you know, they get impatient, they leave, you know, that's today's society. Like, if things don't go their way, they walk out. But, you know, with her, it was more like, you know, I kind of like this guy, you know, I want to stay around, see what he's got to bring to the table, you know, maybe I'm pretty cute, handsome. I mean, sometimes just kind of like hits you in the face, like, holy crap, she's pretty freaking awesome.
Well, the very first time I knew was actually a really like upsetting moment for me, because I almost backed out of the relationship because I just didn't want to get hurt again. So, and I was scared. So I just kind of was like, I need some time to think about what I want and what's best for me. I decided I really liked him, but I still had doubts. We were having issues, and then it was like God gave us a chance to fix it together. He got like a long weekend off work, and he literally drove from work all the way, not like 9 hours down to Alabama to spend the weekend with me. That's like 2 days for him, and drive all the way back. And we got to spend time together and go. I think we went canoeing. I think that's the very first time we went canoeing. God kind of like put stepping stones down, and it always led back to him, I guess, as cheesy as that sounds. Next question: 3 things you love about your partner.
I have to pick 3. I only have like 1, but I can add like another 2. Oh no, but alright, Audi, there's like 1,000. 1, definitely the fact that she would do absolutely anything to make me happy. You know, even if it puts herself, you know, down in the dumps. You know, I would never ask her to do that, but at the same time, you know, she puts me above a lot of things in life. Number 2, the fact that she's just pretty much my best friend. I know I kind of.
I said that.
I know, but
that's mine.
But I have to, like, you know, I can literally be myself. 3, and we share a lot of the same dreams and goals.
Okay, so the first thing I put down was he's seriously my best friend, and he already said that, but it's mine too. Like, we literally during the week and on the weekends, I go to school, he goes to work, we come home, and we play Fortnite and go to bed. Like, that's all we do. A lot of people have to have their certain amount of time away from each other because they'll get tired of each other, being on top of each other all the time. But I guess when you're each other's best friends, you don't ever get tired of that person.
I definitely went to work, and like within 20 seconds of going to work, I get a text saying, "I'm with you."
I know, and we've almost been married a year, and it's still like this. The next thing I said I loved about him was he has so much love in his heart. My feelings are very important to me, and having someone the wind's moving the camera, being aware of how I feel without me having to communicate with him all the time is very important. But another thing I love about him, this is the last thing I love about him. I only love 3 things. I only love 3 things about him.
I'm only here for these 3 things, that's it.
But he is my positive to my negative. I try to be extremely positive about, you know, everything in general, and it's worked out great for me, but I will always be a little bit of a negative Nancy. He is such a big help with that because he's always throwing in humor into situations. Like, it's a breath of fresh air having him around, and it's so much easier for me to be positive when I'm being surrounded by positivity at home. The next question is, what advice, that's not a question. Okay, yes it is. Next question is, what advice would you give to other young couples wanting to get married?
When things really go downhill with your significant other, you know, take the time to fix it. Don't go to sleep mad, because I promise you it doesn't get better. Like with a good night's dream, it doesn't. It'll be there when you wake up, and it's just, it just adds up. A lot of small things adds up.
Together, y'all can overcome anything. That's how I feel. I feel like we can overcome anything because we do it together.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not you against him. It's you and him against your problem. You always have to look at it that way. Since he's a man, I forget that he has feelings also. And I'm not saying like I forget that he loves me or gets hurt or stuff like that, but I forget that it's just as easy to hurt his feelings as it is for him to hurt mine. And I always have to keep that in mind, because I can dish it out all day, but I can't take it, and that's not fair. So the last question is, what are you most looking forward to in your future as a couple?
Babies! No, but really, babies.
No. Yes. Okay, so that is the end of our video. I hope you got a better understanding of who we are as a couple, and we are gonna go play Fortnite.
Bye!